extend a welcome to you. My name is Brian. I'm with the contractor who will be building the roundabouts on US Highway 51. The company name is James Peterson Sons. We're out of Medford, Wisconsin, up north, and so we'll be constructing this project. We do have Steve Porter is here. He's with the DOT, and so after I give just a little bit of brief kind of highlights, project highlights, we'll invite you to come up. I have some plan sheets that you can look at to see what kind of what the staging looks like, what the project's going to look like. And you could ask myself questions. You could also ask Steve questions as a department representative. And so we'll invite you to do that in about 10 minutes. So I just want to touch on some of the highlights that are going to be taking place with the US Highway 51 project. From a construction point of view, the construction highlights is that there's going to be 3 roundabouts at 3 intersections now on Highway 51. The intersections will be State Highway 138, at Silverado and Hole Road, and then at Roby Road and Deer Point Road up on the north end of the city there. So those are the locations of the 3 roundabouts that are being put in. Maybe a little bit of other construction highlights. The pavement will be concrete pavement on Highway 51, and also there'll be some regrading of the highway to make sure that it grades well and the water runs well. What I'm going to do now is just touch on some schedule highlights, and so kind of give you an idea of just a general overview of what the schedule will look like. We are planning on starting in a week, April 4, and that stage 1 will largely consist of just preparatory work, median work, widening work, so that when the bulk of the work begins later in the summer, traffic can still take place on 51. US Highway 51 is going to remain open, 1 lane in each direction throughout the project, so there's not a detour around that portion of the construction. So that's why that median and widening work is important in stage 1. There'll be several nightly closures just for some culverts that we have to put in, and we'll be, of course, putting that up on some boards when that takes place. And there is also a 14-day closure for Silverado. Tentatively right now, we're scheduling that to start around April 14th, a 14-day closure at Silverado in stage 1. If everything would go according to plan, we'd start stage 2 in the very beginning of May 2nd. And that's what will take place there in the south roundabouts. I call these the south roundabouts by Silverado and 138. The southbound lanes will be closed, and the northbound lanes will be open. 1 lane, of course, of traffic in each direction. Access drive would be closed in that stage 2 that leads into kind of the Walmart area and the Quick Trip area. State Highway 138 will be open, and there will be at one point during stage 2 a closure of Hole Road as well for about the same duration of time as Silverado, and that, again, tentatively we're looking at the 2nd week of June. In the north roundabouts in stage 2, will be flipped. The south roundabouts will be open, and the the southbound lanes will be open, and the northbound lanes will be closed. And during that stage 2, Roby Road will be closed, and so you won't be able to get through on Roby Road. Stage 3 will be starting tentatively in the middle of July 15th, and then of course it'll be switched. The southbound lanes will be open, traffic will be on the new pavement, and the northbound lanes will be closed in the south roundabouts, and of course it'll be the exact opposite in the north roundabouts up by Roby Road, and there will always be access on Deer Point, and that will remain open, and so will 138. 138 will remain open. Finally, we'll finish the project in stage 4. Stage 4 will begin sometime around middle of September, and what we do there is we'll do some of the prep or restoration work, median work, stuff in the boulevards, and get everything finished at that time. The completion date for this project is October 15th, and so that's what the community could expect in regards to the project being complete. There's resources online from the department's website. It's 511wi.gov. Again, that's 511wi.gov. And so if you'd want to spend more time examining what the project will look like, the design, things like that, that would be a good place to go. And again, you can always ask questions of the department reps who are here if you have questions related to the design. As a contractor, you know, we're building the road as it's designed. We're staging the project as it's designed, and so we take the design that the department gives us and we build it accordingly. So with that, I mean, those are just the highlights that I wanted to share with you this evening. What we have here are a number of displays, large displays, and I also have plan sheets up here. I would welcome you to come and take a peek at them, look at them, see them through. If you have either businesses or property that might be impacted by some of the project closures or the work, you can kind of see what that would look like on the plan sheets. And I'll be here to answer questions that you'd have one-on-one. I know Steve is happy to answer any questions that you have from a department point of view. And so that's what I guess I would invite that now. And so that concludes kind of a presentation. Those are just the highlights that I wanted to hit this evening. And at this time, I'd invite you to come on up and take a peek at the plan sheets. And if you have questions, we'd be happy to answer them. Okay?
What about rain? No problem?
Well, the rain comes and we have weather days built into the project, and we'll handle that accordingly. And
I mean, the forecast is not good.
Yeah, well, come on up, everybody. I'd encourage you to come on up and take a peek, and like I say, we'll answer questions if you have. I know there's city representatives that are here too. Would you like to say anything?
No, I think what you're gonna see in the room here is there's some business owners, there's emergency management, there's
Okay.
some residents, so you have a combination of groups that all have individual concerns, and their locations vary throughout town.
Sure.
So hopefully you'll be able to answer any of the questions, and then really the biggest thing from the city point of view, and you'll hear this from the emergency operations guys, are just the updates. So on a given day, if they have to go out on a fire call and it's tore up, they know which route they're gonna go, for example, and I'm sure the business owners will have the similar concerns.
That sounds great.
All right?
We'll do our best.
You bet.